Censorship and fake news. And topic A for Eric Trump, Executive Vice President of the Trump Organization and the son of the president. Good morning to you.
It's good to be here. So the president had somebody they really related to in that Brazilian leader yesterday. He had a Portuguese-speaking Donald Trump. He's the Trump of the tropics.
Trump of the tropics.
And they both had the same sense about the news skewed against them.
Guys, there's no question about it. Look at Google. You had an executive that a couple of days after the election up on stage talking to the other Google executives, crying, literally crying that Trump won the election. I mean, don't tell me there's no bias. You have Diamond and Silk, two of the nicest human beings in the world, right? They're getting kicked off of YouTube on a daily basis because, they post, funny but yet benign videos. And then you want to see some of the hate speech that I get toward me, and they do absolutely nothing about those individuals. I mean, it only goes one way. If you're on the left, you're totally protected. If you're on the right, they absolutely try and kill you. My father's social media director works in the White House. He got kicked off of Instagram yesterday. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, it was a bot or an algorithm. They always have an excuse. What can people actually do?
You know what the fundamental problem is? The people within these companies, they are so much on the opposite side that even when it goes to a human to check, right? And you want to keep certain things off. Right? But when it goes to a human to check, they see something that they don't like. They see a message that they don't like. And that's why, it's happening to everybody, guys. It's happening to Charlie Kirk. It's happening
How do you fix it? How do you fix it?
I don't know.
Your brother was here saying the same thing 3 weeks ago because he was being censored.
I'd love to see this go to the Supreme Court, to tell you the truth. You know why? And I think Kevin McCarthy, I think there are a lot of people who actually want to do something about this. But, they hide under the veil that, we're private companies. But you know what? You're no longer a private company when you're a monopoly. When Facebook has 1.7, 1.8 billion users around the world, you're beyond a private company. You become a monopoly. And
utility.
And by the way, and then you are governed by free speech. And the irony of the whole situation is you have everybody in the media, everybody in the Washington Post, the New York Times, they stand behind free speech for whatever they want to do. As tragic as it often is, whatever they want to do. Yet when conservatives are out there and they're getting censored by, big tech, they say absolutely nothing about it. And honestly, it's a disgrace.
Eric, I wish I could say it was just social media where this bias lies, but take a listen to what Ted Koppel had to say recently. I want to get your reaction.
We're talking about organizations that I believe have, in fact, decided as organizations that Donald J. Trump is bad for the United States. But the notion that most of us look upon Donald Trump as being an absolute fiasco, he's not mistaken in that perception, and he's not mistaken when so many of the liberal media, for example, describe themselves as belonging to the resistance.
Koppel, not a right-wing loyalist, but this is just a guy who's been in the industry for a long time. And like any sane person who has eyes and ears, he's saying, listen, this is an agenda-driven media now.
It absolutely is. Read the Washington Post on any given day. Read the New York Times on any given day. Watch Chris Cuomo or one of these guys on CNN any night. Right? Just the hatred. You can see hatred in people's eyes, and the hatred comes through, guys. And what the worst part about all of this? If it was confined to the U.S., right, it's one thing. But when you see some of these anchors on CNN, and it's being broadcast to the entire world, and every single night they're undermining, and they're
watching in Hong Kong, they're watching in China.
Nonsense. It actually hurts our country. And it's one thing that no one ever talks about, but it hurts us as a nation when CNN, not so big in the U.S., or ratings are horrible in the U.S., a lot of people watch it overseas.
Yep.
Right? And they're spewing nonsense. It hurts this country, and it's fundamentally not fair, especially when you look at the job that my father's done. You look at the economy and where it is. Our country is on fire in terms of our economy. We've got the lowest unemployment we've ever had. Wages are...
And 71% of the people are happy with the economy. But, Eric, let me ask you something.
By the way, by CNN's own poll. 71% of people by CNN's own poll are happy with the economy.
So let me ask you a quick question. The New York Times does forensics on your organization and the president. Meanwhile, you're running the company, you and Don Jr.